You're right guys, welcome back to the first video of 2020. So I did film this video a few days ago and the intro, however it was a bit too negative, bit down, going on about how people didn't achieve the goals in 2019, and I thought I didn't really want to focus on that. I mean, we're in 2020 now, what's done in 2019 nobody really cares about, so it's about starting the new year on a fresh, or if you did well last year, building on what you did so well. I just wanted to quickly touch on the two types of people that are involved when you're talking about goals. You've got, well, I suppose three types actually. You've got the people who don't do anything, don't set goals, are in the same position 1 year after the next, go to work every day, enjoy the life, but they're not really progressing anywhere, which is fine. That's up to you. If you want to do that, there's nothing wrong with that. If it makes you happy, it makes you happy. Then you got the other type, the people who do set goals, don't quite get there, but they've at least made a good effort. And finally, the third one, which we all like to see, people actually achieving their goals. So in this video, I talk about my main two goals for this year, the overall goal that they are, and then also the little goals, the sub goals that make it up in order to achieve those goals. That's enough for me in this intro. Let's get into the video.
What you got to think about in 2020 is how's it going to be different from 2019? What are you going to do that's, say if you didn't set those goals in 2019, what are you going to do that's different in 2020? Or if you weren't at that level in 2020 where you completely achieve your goals hard, but you were quite close to getting there, how are you then going to make that extra step, go that bit further maybe to achieving your goal, or at least getting that step closer? Because let's face it, not every goal is going to be achievable in a year. Some people might have a goal like, say, financial freedom to a certain extent, or make a certain return off of an investment, or maybe, I don't know, what's general, like run a marathon. So sometimes they can't be done in a year's time frame. You're going to need that bit longer, but as long as you're getting that bit closer and closer and you're achieving those smaller goals, or you're achieving at least some of them, you're making progress, and that's better than not doing anything. So then I'm looking at that for 2020 and thinking, how can I adapt that and then use that for myself? So I'm going to just use two quick little examples that provide a framework on how to set the main goal, set the sub goals, and make sure you're being accountable and making sure you're actually achieving that. So the first one for 2020, keeping it trading related, is for me to be more consistent with my trading. Last year was a great year, the first year of me actually trading. Wasn't trading the whole year, only found out about Forex trading or got into it around March time. So it's been quite a crazy 8 to 9 months, not even been trading properly for 8 to 9 months, I'd say, more or less 6, since starting at IYF. So the way I'm looking at it to be more consistent is I've set myself smaller goals, so in order to achieve that large goal, because if you look at it on the face of it, saying just to be more consistent, what does that actually mean? I could get to the end of the year and just go, oh yeah, I've been a bit more consistent, but I need to actually set smaller goals to make sure I am going to get to that goal of consistency, of actually defining what is it for me to be consistent this year. So the two ways I've gone about being more consistent is having a bigger trading account. Brings benefits with it, because having a bigger trading account means I have to take less trades in order to get monetary value back from my trading. And even though I try and tell people to steer away when you're first starting off trading, I'm not thinking about the monetary profits, the profits that trading can bring. When I'm at uni, it's a nice little income earner for me, constantly compounding my account. It's been quite good so far, but I fell victim to last year, maybe taking a few trades that I didn't need to, just because I'm trying to make, that bit extra money, which is the wrong mindset. And I believe the way for me to get past that is having a bigger account, just in terms of it. I don't need to take so many trades to get that monetary value that I would maybe on a smaller account. I'd have to take 3 or 4. On a bigger account, I can earn off 1 or 2. So that's the big first step for me. And then the second one is just being more disciplined. So I've made my trading rules a bit stricter. So I've maybe been a lot more picky with my trading setups, just to play the casino rules and pick the ones with the highest probability just to make sure that I've got the best chance of winning those trades. And then I thought just as something a little bit different going away from trading, I have mentioned before about wanting to, about my powerlifting.
Hello.
So yeah, I wanted to put in like a fitness goal as well, just because they're the two main ones that most people focus on. So they do like a business, financial kind of one, and then also a health and fitness, whether it be healthy eating, etc, etc. So the one for me that I've mentioned before quite a few times is powerlifting. So the big thing for me this year is competing in a meet. So that's the overall goal. So I'm talking about having this overall goal, which, most people, anybody sets, most people set. But then the important part is like the sub facets of it. So the smaller goals that are going to allow you to get to that bigger goal. So the main goal, competing in the powerlifting. The sub goals, in order to get to that, I've hired a coach. So that's paying a monthly fee, which, does damage the student bank balance. But, it's got to be done. So they deal with the programming, technique, that kind of side of things. So I don't have to think about that. I'll be honest, I don't have the expertise to program myself going into a meet. So that's one of the little bits ticked off. And then one underneath that is the coach asked for videos, technique to make sure you're doing it in the required way that they like, because they've got their expertise, they know what it should look like. Also eating, that's not too strict, so it's not too bad. But then also the part of videoing myself in the gym is quite a tough one, just because not even that you don't want to do it, it's just sometimes you forget. So it's that thing of making it a constant habit of every time I'm going in, filming the main sets, and then making sure I actually then do send them off. So again, you've got the main goal, sub goal, and goals below that. The time frame for competing in a powerlifting meet is sometime this year. It's not very time sensitive. I just know that I want to get it done this year. I'm looking around June, July, depending on how exams go. I don't really want to be peeking into a meet when I'm about to do my first year exams at university. So that pretty much sums it up. We sort of have to start this video saying why people didn't achieve the goals. We got those two avenues there of why people didn't achieve them. And then moving into 2020, trying to get away from that of, it's okay if you don't achieve your goals, but at least set it and give it a good crack, or get closer to the main goal that you started off with. Next week, we will be back with watch lists and other trading content of that sort. Liquidity is back in the markets from the 6th of January. That's when all the traders are back in, the banks are back in. Just because over the Christmas period, it's very quiet. The markets are still open, but you've got obviously Christmas Day, Boxing Day, and then the holiday of New Year's Day where the markets aren't open, they're all shut. So it's very low volume at the moment. I am still keeping an eye on potential trade opportunities, but nothing, I'm not planning on going in anything before next week, as I mentioned, before the 6th of January, I have to say, because I'm not quite sure when this video is going out just yet. That's another thing, I need to be more punctual with YouTube videos. That could be a goal for this year. So yeah, that's why there's been less trading content, obviously, over the Christmas period. Exams are coming into play now, which I've got at the start of January. But I hope you found some value in the video. And that you can go away and then think about which part were you in 2019. Were you the people that didn't set your goals and you didn't try, or you did set them and you just were a bit far away, or maybe you were the ones that did achieve them? I didn't mention that at the start. Maybe I should have, because there's a lot of people, a lot of mates I know that have achieved and smashed goals throughout this year, and that's just important to mention as well. And even though you've achieved and smashed it, you can go on and improve that and do something a bit more. That's it for today's video. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I will catch you next week.